Hello, all you butt monkeys. It is TP for your ear holes. My name is Charlynn Schmidt, and with me is.
Patrick Schmidt.
And we've got a great episode for you today. We are going to come up with a top 10 list from our home office in Butt, Montana, and talk about our favorite little things and moments from Beavis and Butt-head.
Yeah.
We do not know what's on each other's lists.
Nope.
So our reactions are going to be completely genuine, and I cannot wait for this. I'm so excited.
And this is something just in our everyday lives that we do with each other is quote our favorite lines, talk about our favorite moments. This is something that happens literally every day in our house.
You know what? I'm hoping to throw you a couple of surprises despite that.
Yeah. And one of the things that we really, really do appreciate about this show is that it can always make us laugh. It doesn't matter what else is happening out there in the world. This show will make us laugh. This episode's a tribute to kind of that thread of this show and what we still love about it all these years later.
That's right. And for the record, not only do we not know what's on each other's lists, but these are not by any means going to be comprehensive lists either because we're limited to only 10. And I know for a fact that we both created alternates just in case we have duplicates, but I'll give you just a little bit of a spoiler and say that I have nearly 20 little moments to choose from here, like a little grab bag, whatever's going to feel good at the time. And I'm just going to pick at random almost.
Yeah, I have about the same number, and it is totally unranked and definitely not comprehensive. I sat down and wrote this list in probably 10 minutes. So we know there's more moments out there, but this is kind of like the conversation starter. This is the appetizer to really getting into a little bit, probably more thorough discussion, hopefully with our audience about their favorite moments, the things that always are guaranteed to make them laugh no matter what.
That's right. And before we get started officially with going down our list, how can people get in touch with us, Patrick?
So we are presently on 3 different social media platforms. We are on Instagram, we are on Blue Sky, and we are on Facebook. We are at TP for Your Earholes on all of those platforms. We also have the fantastic tpforyourearholes.com where you can keep up with everything new and all the things that we're doing.
That's right. All the episodes are there. The contact form is there if you would like to write us personally. And we would love to hear from you. We definitely want to hear your picks as long as it's not a, hey, you forgot about dot dot dot. No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Trust
No, we
me.
didn't.
We didn't. We just haven't gotten there yet.
That is so annoying about the internet anytime we create things where there's sort of my favorites and then somebody chimes in, you forgot my favorite. Well, yeah, that's your favorite. You can have a separate list from us, and that's cool. And we want to know your list.
Yes, your list is just as good as
Yeah,
ours.
but don't tell us that we forgot anything because
Right?
we didn't.
Don't be a butt munch.
Yeah, we all have different things we like about this show. These are just ones that kind of tickle our fancy literally every time.
That's right. They struck for us. We want to know what strikes for you. Now, with that said, though, you get to hear our picks first. So, how about we dive in?
All right. Do you want to start us off?
I sure can. You want me to?
I would love to have you start us off for this list because I'm dying to know what's on your list.
Okay, I'm going to try and throw a curveball that may or may not have made your list. I'm trying to not go for the obvious ones that'll be obvious to you anyway, not necessarily to our audience.
Mhm.
And so, how about I start off with Peter Small's exercise routine in the episode Take a Lap, where he goes, small, 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 small circles with your arms. Come on. And then you cut to
Mhm.
Beavis and Butthead, who are just barely moving at all. They can't even touch their knees, much less their toes.
Beavis is doing like his karate dance.
A version of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, that's so good. Yeah. And I love the fact that guy's name is Peter Small. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's definitely intentional. Good job.
Oh, and it's such a great little moment too, because it's like, yeah, these guys are not the most athletic, and sometimes it's a good reminder to be thrown that every now and again that these guys are 98-pound weaklings.
If that. Okay, there's my first pick. You got to tell me now, is it on yours?
That one was not on my list.
Yes! Victory. Okay. Well, tell me
Yes.
what is on your list, please.
All right. So I'm going to get the obvious one out of the way because
Okay.
this is one that I have told you many, many, many times is one of my favorite moments in this entire series. And that is in the episode Patience, Patience, when Beavis puts on the glasses and he is given the sucker by the eye doctor and he puts these thick Coke bottle glasses on and his eyes get cross-eyed and then he's got this sucker in his mouth. That visual is so good. And every time I see it, I just die. I'm just beside myself with how goofy he looks. And I love it.
Goofus is cool.
Yeah, I love it. I love that little moment of those glasses come on, he starts eating the sucker, and he's just like, it's such a transformation. It's just those two little adjustments, and he's a completely different person. And I think he's hilarious looking when he does that.
The comedic timing, too, of cutting to that visual is also a part of what makes it so damn funny. And yeah, this is one that you could not possibly have done this list any justice and excluded. For the record, I did exclude it off of mine just because I knew you would take it, and it is
Yeah.
rightfully yours.
Okay, well, can I jump in with my second one on my list then?
Yeah, go for it.
Beavis walking into the door frame in Patience, Patience.
Okay, yeah. Also gold.
Oh, gosh. And he can't see, so he just opens the door and then walks right into the door frame.
Yeah.
And it's the sound effect. It's like how his leg and hand go out, like he's
Yes.
skiing and crashing into a tree.
It's very much that. Yeah.
Yeah, the sound effect, the grunt he has, the animation that goes with it. It's just all those little things just come together in a very satisfying way.
Really, this whole episode is just mwah, chef's kiss.
Hmm. Yeah, and there are other moments from that episode that I could bring up. Those are going to be my only two, though.
Okay, that is fair. That leaves room for more in the future.
Hmm. So, what's your next one?
Well, we very recently went through the newer seasons of Beavis and Butthead on Paramount Plus, and speaking of still images that really made me laugh, I had to put on my list the reveal of Beavis with a bunch of needles in his face in the episode Needle Dicks, because he kind of looks
Yes,
like a porcupine. It's just, it makes me laugh, obviously.
that's a really good visual, too, and it's totally out of left field.
I mean, who would have thought Beavis, of all people, would really enjoy a bunch of needles in his face? Whereas, like, Butthead, on the other hand, oh no.
And the writing in that little moment is so good because they set it up as Beavis being scared, or excuse me, as Butthead being scared. And then they just cut to Beavis with like 50 needles in his face. It's so well done.
You already put 50 in? Oh. Somehow he was completely oblivious, and he's
Hmm.
totally zen. He just thinks that acupuncture is the best thing.
Yeah, that little cutaway, it's totally unexpected and it does hit the spot.
Again, comedic timing. Absolutely well done. Okay, what is your next one?
Okay, so I'm going to stick with the newest reboot. Since you started us
Okay.
there, I'm going to stick with the new reboot. And this is season 9, and you know what's coming. It's the episode Roof.
Okay, yes. Again, I left this off my list because this was rightfully yours.
It's that moment in that episode when Beavis kind of loses his mind for a moment and the ladder falls and Butthead's trying to tell Beavis where the ladder is. And Beavis has lost his mind and he doesn't know what a ladder is. And he's like, "What's that?" And Butthead's line, "It's that thing over there that's a ladder."
Thank you for specifying,
Just,
Butthead.
and I feel like I really identify with that, my soul as a teacher.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm struggling to get a concept across to my students and they're like, "Whoa," and I'm like, "It's this thing that's this." And
And
so
it's right in front of you. How can you miss this?
that hits me right where it needs to hit me as far as tone and all the things that need to happen for a good moment to happen. I just love it.
It is such a great moment. I remember the first time we saw that episode, the night it premiered, and laughing our asses off at that line in particular.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was the one, like that's the highlight of that episode is that line for me.
By far. Yeah, so good.
Yeah, what do you got next?
How about we go back to not just classic Beavis and Butthead, but earlier Beavis and Butthead, because the majority of the times that this next thing happened were in the earlier days. And that is whenever Beavis and Butthead covered their eyes in horror during a music video. And it's like just a handful of times that it happens, but I'm counting each of those little times as a moment collectively because it's so damn funny and because it's so rare.
Yeah, and it's I believe the same cells, right? They just kept reusing the same cells for that,
Yeah, I think it is.
but it is always I think a just reaction to whatever shitty music video they're watching.
Yes, yes. It's used judiciously and it's used well.
Mhm.
What's your next one?
Okay, so I'm going to stick with music videos.
Okay.
And I have two moments that are going to be from music videos. Actually, maybe three. There's at least two, though, that get into one of my favorite things of all time.
Ooh, okay.
And one of my favorite things of all time is Beavis singing.
Oh, yes, this we know. This has already been mentioned on the
I
podcast.
love it so much. So, my first one of these moments is Beavis singing Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Because there's the video Uptown Girl, and they're making fun of the Uptown Girl video. And Beavis breaks out, "Sing me a song, you're the piano man."
It's so completely out of nowhere.
Yeah, but the fact that he knows that that's also Billy Joel is hilarious to me. You wouldn't expect Beavis to be the biggest Billy Joel fan, and he's probably not, but somehow he's put those two and two together, and then he sings on top of it. That's hilarious.
Somehow he knows this, and it raises a lot of questions that we'll never get answers to.
Yeah. Okay, so my second part of this, by the way, I made this one moment. I just called
Okay.
it Beavis singing.
Okay.
So I'm kind of getting a 2-for-1 here. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm going to cheat next round with a twofer. So go ahead.
Okay. So the other one that always makes me laugh, and I had to look up which video this was because I knew it happened, but the song is so forgettable, but the moment is so awesome. I had to go look up what the video was.
Hmm.
And it's from a group called Nude Swirl.
Okay.
And the video is F sharp. And as soon as it starts playing, Beavis breaks out, "Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty." And
Oh, won't you please take me home? Oh my God, that's one of my favorite Beavis singing moments.
yes, and it's in like the first 5 seconds of the video because the bass line's kind of the same as Paradise City. And he sings so bad.
Like I just did.
And he gets the crack in his voice. It's so funny. Every single time that comes on, I'm just out there. And this is a portion of the series that we've been rewatching a lot recently, is like right around seasons 2 and 3.
Hmm.
And I think this popped on the DVD last night. And I was like, yes, yes, it showed up again because it's one of my favorites, obviously.
I think it's a favorite for both of us. Like once I don't want to say discovered that moment, but once it really hit for us and it hit us at the same time, it's clicked ever since and it's part of our lexicon
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
among many, many, many other things. All right, so you did a bit of a twofer. I'm going to go do the same thing now because I have kind of a two-parter that, like, these are things that are related, okay?
Okay.
So, one of my favorite things is Beavis's permission slip from his mom to get his ear pierced in the episode Pierced that just says, yeah.
Yes.
It's the most
Yay.
he could do.
Yeah. Yeah. And Butthead as the one, do it now, Butthead's mom.
Mom, yes.
And
Also very
Beavis
good.
and Beavis is just is a napkin that says the word yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Mhm,
gosh.
mhm.
Yeah. And what follows that makes it even better, which is cut to them outside the store and Beavis says, "I really thought it was pretty good."
He genuinely believes this.
Yeah, he thought he was gonna skirt those age restrictions with a napkin that said yeah.
That he wrote hastily in the mall food court. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that's such a good one. It should have been on my list, but it wasn't. But it's so good.
Okay, I thought maybe this might be a duplicate, so good to know. So then, part two of this, the related element, is Beavis and Butthead's birth certificates when they sign up for driver's ed. This is the most like dirty, grubby looking, half-assed, barely legible thing for Butthead, and then Beavis's is even worse.
Beavis is very obviously forged. Butthead at least has a real one, but it's been beat to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Buzzcut does not care one lick.
Does he even look at him at all?
I don't think so.
I guess what's the point?
Which kind of makes the joke even funnier.
It's true, because, I mean, if he took it even halfway seriously, he never would have had to have tried to teach Butthead how to drive. But then that would totally ruin the episode and the joke, and, well, okay. Anyway,
So my next one is also a music video moment,
okay.
but it is not Beavis singing. It is somehow, I don't understand how this happened, but for Beavis having Metallica on his shirt, they sure do like to rip on Metallica a lot. And one of my favorite moments is a Metallica music video and starts on Lars, and he stands up and Butthead says, "Sit your ass down, Lars."
This is a regular phrase in our daily use.
Oh, we
Yeah.
say it all the time to each other. And it's not that we say it to each other, it's that we say it in reference to things that are happening out in the world.
Yeah. Usually it happens when somebody's like really excitable or something like that, and we say, sit your ass down, Lars.
Yeah. It's settle down, Beavis.
Pretty much. And then followed by sit your ass down, Lars.
Oh no, it's our version of,
I mean, we use both, let's be honest.
yeah, okay, fair enough. But we definitely say sit your ass down, Lars, more.
We do now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's more endeared to us. Well, how about I go for a little bit of singing now? And this is where I am risking a duplicate, and I don't care because it's got to
Okay.
get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
How about when Butthead's singing Wicked Game to Chris Isaac's music video of the same where, oh, Wicked Game. It's terrible.
I knew you'd go for that, so I left it off mine.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is one that anytime it comes up in our watch, we drop whatever we're doing and we watch it in its entirety because it's so ridiculous and funny. And for as much as Beavis sings, Butthead doesn't that much. So when he does, it's kind of a special occasion.
Well, and we're to the point now where when we hear that song out in the wild, we'll just text each other.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's fun.
And we don't just text, hey, I heard Wicked Game on the radio. It's like, oh, Wicked Game. And we know exactly what's going on.
Mm-hmm. All of the vowels are involved in that text.
Yes. All right. What's another one you got?
So I have another reaction one, but this is a 2011 reboot reaction.
Ooh, bring
So
it.
where we kind of moved away from music videos and got into a little bit more, 16 and pregnant, Jersey Shore, those kinds of reactions. There is one that we say a lot to each other, and I am so happy that it exists in the world.
Which one is it?
The reaction to Jersey Shore when the Jersey Shore folks go to Italy and make pizza.
Oh, yeah,
You know where I'm going with this, don't you?
I do.
And the culmination of all the back and forth in that is a line that Beavis delivers, which is talking about Grandma J. Wow. Tell us that story, bitch.
Yes.
And out of context, it may not make all that much sense. In the context of how that reaction is pieced together, it is the perfect tag. And every time I hear it, I laugh.
Whenever we're talking about horrible people in conversation, this line tends to come up. Tell us that story, bitch.
Yeah. And it's, I think, one of the highlights of that first reboot is that little moment right there.
I got to make a little addendum also. This is just like a little bonus. I don't have this on my
Bonus.
list, but speaking of this particular scene from Jersey Shore, we have to mention, bitch, I made pizza in Florence
Oh,
because
yes.
almost every time we make pizza, where do we make our pizza? In
Well,
Florence, bitch. Yeah,
Yeah. And we make a lot of homemade pizza.
we do.
So this is a fairly consistently said thing in our kitchen. Yeah.
Every
Bitch,
couple
I make
weeks.
pizza in Florence.
That's right, bitch.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Okay, are we back to me now?
Yeah. what do you got next on yours?
Okay, how about let's stick with the 2011 season, one of our favorite videos ever. And this is Beavis trying and failing to follow along with the video for It's So Cold in the D.
I knew it.
Hanging and banging, stacking papers. I'm lost. He legit tries. This is one of my favorite videos ever, 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 ever. The entirety of it. One, it's a terrible video, but the commentary is so good.
I knew you'd put this one on your list.
I had to. It was one of the very first ones.
And it was a very visceral reaction for you too. The like in 2011, the first time we saw this, you immediately fell in love with this. This was not like a slow burn. This was a I love this and I'm going to love it forever.
Yes, for life. It's true. It was instant. And we're still going strong, baby. All right. What is one you've got?
So I've been holding off on one that is one of my favorites.
Okay.
And this might be my favorite. I know I've said that a few times already, but this might be my favorite moment in the entire series.
But you mean it this time.
Yeah, I really mean it this time. And that is in the episode Impotence.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Beavis and Butt-head are hooked up to the arousal meters to measure their precise level of arousal. That whole scene is just perfect. And every time I see it, I know it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, and you're talking about the machine where it goes up when they're aroused and they're off the charts for hours at a time, and then the doctor says, "We're just gonna wait a little bit for you to calm down," and then it just down to zero.
You see Beavis's device just go down and you see Butthead stay up, and Beavis is all upset, and then Butthead reminds him, oh, this is when we're actually going to get to score with the chick. And then Beavis is like, oh yeah, and then his arousal goes back up.
Yes, yes.
Oh, it was so well done. And I have looked for 30 years in every secondhand shop I can find for an arousal meter. I've yet to find one, and that disappoints me.
You know what? All the times that we've gone thrifting, I did not know you were looking for this.
Hey, you never know. All kinds of weird medical devices end up in secondhand shops. I would love to have one of these arousal meters and just like hang it on a shelf somewhere or put it on a shelf somewhere. And I will laugh at it every time I look at it.
You're not going to put it on your nads.
No, nobody needs those measurements.
Okay, well, this is another one I left off my list knowing that this was a big favorite of yours. I wanted you to take it, and I'm glad you did.
Thank you. Now, what is it that I left off my list so you could have it?
I think I've got one. I hope I've got one. Let's find out. How about where Beavis is sort of in the background being an enabler in Dumbasses Anonymous, where they go to a meeting for alcoholics and Butthead's trying to convince the group to go to a bar because they think that's how they're going to get alcohol. And Beavis is saying, come on, let's go, party, woo!
Yes.
Yeah, ever since we've taken note of that dialogue, that's made that episode 1,000 times funnier.
And it's so easy to miss. And I don't know how many times I missed it before like we caught on to it, which makes it even better because it's kind of like a hidden moment. It's like
Yeah.
an Easter egg. You got to go back and watch that episode if you haven't in a while. Go back and watch that episode and try to find what Char's talking about. Because honestly, like the number of times we say to each other, come on,
Yep.
in that exact tone, we know exactly what the other one's trying to say. And it's so much fun.
I remember we finally uncovered this little gem while we were watching the Mike Judge collection DVDs in the mid 2000s when they were being released. We did a whole staycation once where all we really did was watch Beavis and Butthead on DVD because it was such an incredible thing for us at the time. And it took us a few watches before we realized this. And then ever since we have, though, yeah, what a gem.
Yes.
So what's another one you have?
So this one might not be a surprise to too many people because it has been part of our podcast.
Hmm.
And that is Beavis's piano work on Late Night with Butthead.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just so, again, well done and well animated, where Beavis is fulfilling the role of Paul Schaefer, obviously, and clearly cannot play the piano, but It's not only just him banging on the keys, it's so happy that he is when he's doing it, and how the camera cuts away at just the wrong moment when the keyboard falls on the floor. And you don't see that happen. You just hear the aftermath, and that little sound effect
Oh, yeah.
is, oh my gosh, so good.
That's what really gets me is the sound of that keyboard. They really nailed that. So whoever put that together, bravo. 10 out of
Hmm.
10, no notes. Really, Late Night with Butthead is one of the very best of those earlier episodes. It is rock solid funny to this day.
Hmm. And I'm kind of surprised it didn't make our top tens, but at the same time, it is a really, really good episode, and that is, to me, by far the best moment.
Agreed.
So what's next on your list?
I'm going to take another little calculated risk at possibly duplicating something you've got on yours, but this is another line that we say to each other all the time. And it's from the episode Beavis and Butthead versus the vending machine, where Beavis wants to get sour cream and salsa pork rinds. And where are they? Where are they? Bottom row, F2. And when Beavis says, "You sunk my battleship," this is one of those lines that, again, flew under the radar for a long time for us. And then I think
Mhm.
you discovered this one as hilarious. No?
No, you're misremembering because I remember it very well. You discovered it, and I was like, what in the world are you talking about? And then we watched the episode together, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. And how have I missed that so many times?
And how have I misremembering how this happened to us?
I know, but it was really, really cool to have watched something so many times, and then it still brought something new to the table. It was a kind of a revelation for me where it was like, oh my gosh, we can keep watching this and keep finding new things. It's so cool.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Beavis and Butthead has high rewatch value. It really does. There are layers to this thing.
So I'm counting, and it looks like we only have two more items apiece if we're going to actually stick to 10.
Ooh.
So you got to pick your last two and make them the best you can.
Ooh. Well, then fine. Okay, no pressure.
And here's mine. One of my last two is Beavis's creepy walk in Mr. Anderson's balls.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember this, but Beavis and Butthead are out in the fairway of the golf course, and Tom Anderson hits his ball in the middle of the fairway, and Butthead kind of stealthily walks out and grabs the ball and then goes and runs behind the bushes. Beavis does the same stealthy walk, but with no payoff. And then he does a stealthy walk back to the bush. Like, the fact that there's no payoff for it other than him just being a goofus, I love it. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
And you described that pretty well considering this is an audio podcast. So this is one where you really should go and watch the episode to fully see what Patrick is
Mm-hmm.
talking about, but it is funny.
Yeah.
Well, since there aren't too many left, I gotta go with a favorite and just get it out there. And that is Beavis doing his monkey boy to Janet Jackson's You Want This.
That little dance shows up a lot, but that's where it kind of originates, and that's where he calls it his monkey boy. It's that little moment in that video is so good.
He's dancing, Butthead gets all creeped out. Ooh, what are you doing? I'm doing my monkey
Yeah.
boy. And he does do it again later when he's watching that K-pop video in the newer series. And it's a
Mm-hmm.
little more blatant there, but this is the original and therefore it's on the list.
All right, my last one that I know will make me laugh every single time, and I've been holding off on it. Season 8, so the 2011 reboot, that is the sequence in the episode The Rat, where Beavis gets the rat trapped on him in literally every possible way. That little montage, every time I see it, I just crack up. And it's the way he reacts, it's the yell, it's the absurdity of like, how did this rat trap end up on your ass? You know? And it just keeps getting more and more absurd. Beavis keeps getting more and more bruised and has to scream louder and louder. All those things just culminates really well.
What really gets me with that montage is not just Beavis, but also Butthead gets just as whipped by this little mouse trap. And they're both
Mhm.
looking pretty beaten up by the end of it.
Absolutely. And it's just such a good little sequence. I love it.
And meanwhile, the rat's fine.
Yeah, just chilling.
Okay, so this is my last one, right?
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, this is one that has some payoff. This is not one they could have done right away. This is one that happens in the 2011 season, and it happens there, I think, for a reason, because it calls out something that I think we as fans kind of maybe in the back of our minds thought about from time to time. And that is where the doctor asks Butthead and Holy Cornholio if he has to be there for Beavis's checkup. And Butthead says, yeah. And then that's it. Dead silence. We just move on. Like, okay, we just accept that as fact.
Right.
Finally, someone calls out why the two of them must always be together, especially for something medical. Usually that's not allowed. But for Beavis and Butthead, they've got to do everything.
It also brings up this thing of the doctor in this series always going, okay.
Oh, yeah. Is that happening in Holy Cornholio? Because I think that's just a classic Beavis and Butthead thing.
I don't know. Anyway.
Okay. Well, there's 10 already. We did it.
Yeah, that was quick.
It was really quick. And so, I think down the road, one, we could do a part 2, a part 3, and onward, as many of these as we would like, possibly. But also, let's hear your list. Now that you've heard ours, what would make your immediate lightning round top 10 favorites? Please send those to us. Go to tpforyourearholes.com. You can fill out the contact form there and let us know. Maybe we'll read some of your submissions, the ones that we read and make us laugh. You can also hit us up on the socials. We are at TP for Your Earholes on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook. And Patrick, before we wrap up, we got to tell the folks what we're doing next week. What is that?
Next week, we're doing a Cornholio deep dive. Everyone's favorite side character. We're going to explore what he meant to the show, how he got started, and all other fun aspects of that little unexpected character.
Can't wait for it. So all you bungholios, stay tuned for that. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye-bye, everyone.